Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Kishiryu Series 02 and 03 DX Triken and Ankiroze. So I apologize if I'm pronouncing those wrong, but we have a Triceratops and an Ankylosaurus, I think. You have the two new Ryusouls for blue and pink also included. Very cool. I really love this packaging. I think this is really neat to just have kind of the two of them here. And then obviously a picture of Kishiryu 3 Knights over here. Got a little picture of the two Rangers there as well. I'm sorry, the Ryusoulgers. Don't want to get in trouble. In any case, nice group shot there on the top. Not too much going on the bottom. Just kind of a picture of the two Ryusouls there on the side. And then, of course, a picture of 3 Knights. And then on the back, again, just kind of shows the two new mecha with the old mecha. And then that is the official name of this is Kishiryu 3 Knights. So that is what that is called. But as you can see, there are tons of other configurations over here. This looks like Kishiryu Suri Amigos. That's cool. I like that. And then there's also Kishiryu Fortress, Kishiryu Impact. So we'll take a look at all of these crazy configurations as well. Lots of fun potential here for just going to town and making a bunch of different configurations. So I think that's really cool. I'm going to go ahead, get these guys out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here you go. This is everything you get in the box. And I will say right off the bat, these guys are tiny. I mean, they're meant to kind of break apart like this, and it's basically each half is a little bit larger than one of the connectors from Terramigo. So you can see here, because they're all kind of meant to be with the same connections and everything. So they're not a lot bigger than just kind of like two of these put next to each other, but I still think they look good. I like how the Triceratops has his third horn as just a giant sword. I think that's really, really cool. And you can see the eyes are still kind of sunken in there. They are painted red, but they're very like sunken in, so it's kind of hard to see them. Otherwise, you have some nice silver paint accents. You have some more spikes out the back. More connection ports there. Connection ports here on the side. Connection ports on the top. So tons of connection ports. Very, very cool. And then over here, so that was Triken. I'm going to really need to take some time to figure these out. Eventually these names will get burned into my brain. So Triken, and then this is Ankiroze. So I think that's kind of like, because it's an Ankylosaurus, but it's pink, so like rose. Like, it's kind of a fusion of the two words is my guess. Really nice, beautiful blue eyes there. I like that paint very much. Again, connection ports on the top, on the sides, on the bottom, on the tail. So tons of connection ports. Again, breaks it apart there. Connected back together. Tail can spin 360 over here, but it kind of looks weird when it's not lined up properly. So just leave it down like that. But nice silver paint applications there on the sides. I like the head sculpt quite a bit. Overall, very, very cool. So they are tiny, but I think they look really neat. Next up, we're going to take a closer look at the two Ryusouls. Alright, so first up, we'll look at the blue Ryusoul. Very cool. I really like the head sculpt. I think that's pretty neat there. Nice silver paint, again on the chest as well. You have a sticker on the side here which has a Triceratops head. And then you can see that the sword here looks more like a sai, like one of Raphael's sais from Ninja Turtles. Very different from red. Just for a little quick comparison, you can see that the head is sculpted differently, and the sword, of course, is sculpted differently, so that's pretty cool. Very dark blue, which I like. Go ahead and fold this closed. You can see has the horns for the Triceratops. Again, nice silver paint there, nice red paint for the eye. Flip that open. And then taking a look at the back, really like the head sculpt over here. I think that's really cool. The metallic blue paint looks great. Silver red paint, always looking good. So, very cool. Really appreciate that. And then you can see B003. And then there's the rail system for him. So, very neat. Next up, we have the pink Ryusoul. And you can see she's got kind of a hammer, so that's molded differently. Again, the helmet looks different. Different sticker over here with the Ankydon head. I keep calling it Ankydon. It's Ankylosaurus. And then she's got kind of a more traditional knight visor there, which I think is pretty cool, which kind of reminds me of the helmet from the light gray Ryusouls. Not exactly the same, but similar. So I think that's cool. Again, beautiful metallic paint. All looks good. Close this up. Looks great. Love that metallic blue there for the eye. So really very cool. And then this is B004. And then there's the rail system for that as well. So really very cool. I'm really liking these Ryusouls. I think they're fun. Just kind of like little knights that turn into dinosaur heads. Can't go wrong there. But now, of course, the changer is right here in the background. So we'll go ahead and try these out in the changer. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with blue. Pop them in. Make sure I'm lining this up right. There we go. So there you go. Transformation jingle is the same, but if you hit the button now. So it does call the correct dinosaur, which I do appreciate. So I like that quite a bit. Take him out, pop pink in. Whoop, let me flip that back down. So there you go. Again, calls the right dino. So not too much going on in the changer. Same transformation jingle as red, but at least it does call the correct dinos, so I appreciate that. And of course, we got to try them out in the sword as well. So it says blue. Still generic slash sounds. So there you go. Just kind of has a similar phrase as it did for the one that came with the changer. It doesn't say anything about the Gatai like the red that came with Tiramigo did. And then we'll go ahead and do the... So same attack that red had. So same attack there as well. Now we'll go ahead and pop in pink. Pink! There you go. So same attack again. So both of these have the same attack as red, which isn't a huge surprise. They're main transformation Ryusouls. Turn this off. But you do get individual phrases when you pop them in. It says their color, and then when you hold the trigger down, you get a sound specific to each Ryusoul. All right, so the first combination we're going to do is kind of the official combination with these three, which is called Kishiryu 3 Knights. So basically, you're just going to kind of take these apart, and they kind of sandwich into what already exists here. So you take this off, you plug this onto here, and then you plug this onto the arm, and then you pop this off, and you take this and pop it on top of here, and then pop this on in there. And it's kind of cool because now you have an extra connection port here because you have two contributed from each, and that makes another set of 4. So you're going to do the same thing over here. You're going to take this, take it apart, take this off, pop it on here, pop that on, take this off, pop it on here, and then pop that on there. And there you go. Kishiryu 3 Knights. I love that he has the giant sword on his arm. I think that looks fantastic. This up here kind of looks like a missile pod or something to me. I know it's not officially, but you could pretend it is if you wanted to. So I think that looks really neat. And like I said, you've now gotten some more additional connections because you have 2 from each contributing to another 4-point connection spot there. Also the same thing over here on the arms. You had 2 here and now 2 here, so that's another 4 spot. So I think that's cool. We're adding more and we're getting more connection ports. So as we collect more, we can do even more crazy things with these. Plus, the blue and the pink and the red, I think, look really good together. We had already seen this color combination with Kishiryu, and it looked good there as well. So I can see why they stuck with it. But yeah, I think this is really neat. Again, you can do whatever you want. You can take the head out and switch it around. Now, of course, these guys do have official combinations with these heads. But just to show you that you can swap out any head you like, the official head to use for this is, of course, red. And it looks really cool. I like this a lot. I think it looks neat. I absolutely love the sword arm. I think that's really, really cool. So yeah, overall, I really like the look of this. So the next configuration we're going to take a look at is Kishiryu Triken, which is kind of with the blue Ryusoulger in the driver's seat. And changing from this configuration to the Triken is actually very simple. You're going to go ahead and take this piece off and this piece off and this piece. You're going to put the cannon here on the arm. Kind of angle that up. You're going to take the drill and you're going to put that on the kind of new connection port I was telling you about that's now been formed. You're going to take the T-Rex head off. You're going to take this piece and plug this into the chest. There we go. And I kind of feel like this is the whole reason why they have these pieces sticking out of the back of the Triceratops, because now with the tail and these 2 pieces, you kind of get the look of a Triceratops head on the front of, you know, Kishiryu Triken, but you still want the actual front to be over here because of the sword. So this part stays exactly the same, and then you just take this off, and then you swap out the head for the new head. And there you go. There is Kishiryu Triken. So pretty cool. I like it. I think it's crazy now that he has the drill and the sword, but I feel like with the sword being in the way, when is he ever going to get to use this drill? I don't know, but it's a neat look. I really like the horns here on the front, or the kind of faux horns here on the front, and I love the blue head. I think that's really cool. Just want to make sure I didn't actually miss anything. No, I'm good. That's how you do it. So very cool, interesting configuration here. Again, this is just one of the many ones that they give you, or give you as an example, but you can do whatever you want. But I do think this is kind of cool. I love the blue accents and I love the blue head. I think that looks really good. All right, and then the third configuration with kind of pink in the driver's seat is called Kishiryu Ankiroze. Again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. So first thing I'm going to do, go ahead and take the blue Ryusoulger out. Go ahead and disconnect this. This will come off of here. Come on, you. Take this off of here. This now goes back in that spot. So that goes there. This comes off. we take the tail from the back and we pop this on. And this just kind of sticks out the side, which I think looks a little goofy, but it is what it is. The next thing we do, we take this off, and these come off. And we take this, we put this on like this, and this, I believe, goes on like this. Let me make sure I am doing that correctly, and then that plugs into the side of the arm. I think that's supposed to be kind of like a hammer weapon or something like that. I think that's what they're going for with that. And then you take a drill arm that goes there. And this is the part that I really think is cool. You take this and plug this into the chest. So that just kind of goes straight down like that. And then, of course, you pop pink in. And there you go. That is Kishiryu Ankiroze. So I think this is cool. There's a lot I like here. There's a lot I don't like. This thing sticking out the side, I think, is a little goofy. I could definitely see it more like this, or if there was a way to kind of like, you could connect it to like this and maybe connect it here and then have the sword, like have it like a sword out the front, which I think looks a little bit neater. And also I would take this and I would move it around like that. So then it kind of looks like an axe, and then it kind of looks like she has an axe hand. So again, these are just personal tweaks that I would do, but I love this as the chest plate, and I think the pink head looks fantastic. So definitely very cool, but like I said, that's the cool thing about this. If you want to tweak it a little bit, you can. These are just kind of, I'm assuming these are kind of configurations we'll see in the show. But again, you can tweak it however you want. Oops, nope, that's upside down. Like this, just like this. So that's the official configuration. Like I said, I showed you how I would tweak it a little bit, but I definitely think this is cool. I love this part on the chest, and I love the head. I think that looks great. All right, so in an effort to speed up this video so we're not here all day, I'm going to show you a couple more that the instructions show off, but I'm not actually going to go through building them. I'm just going to show you them actually built. So this is called Kishiryu Impact, and you can see it's very heavy on the one arm. You have this kind of giant blade here on the bottom with the two pieces of Ankiroze, and then you have the drill pieces here. So very one-sided form. You can see this is pretty empty. They just have one cannon over here on the thigh, but otherwise very heavy on the one arm, and you can spin this around a little bit, but very, very concentrated on kind of this giant, massive gauntlet on the one hand with not that much on this side. So this form is called Kishiryu Skater. And as you can see, it is very heavy on the legs. It has Triken and Ankiroze as kind of feet or shoes. And then you have everything else plugged in here to the shins and the side of the calves. So it's a very bottom-heavy form. But I think it's kind of neat. I think there's a cool idea here. And I definitely think this is going to be something we see in a possible 5-night configuration where these guys become shoes, and then green and black are going to be connecting up here in the kind of barren arm areas right now. A lot of room for connection ports there. So I think when we get into our 5-night configuration, we're probably going to see something like this again, where these two guys are down here as shoes. So this is another form concentrating pretty much on the lower half of the body. This is called Kishiryu Striker. There's a crazy amount of stuff going on here. You've got the bladed weapons, you got the drills. This guy's definitely coming at you quick with a lot of melee attacks, kind of aimed at your shins. So definitely look out for this guy. But I think it's kind of a neat form, a little bit more bizarre, but I think it's kind of neat. Definitely a lot of stuff going on in the melee area with the drills and the sword. And I guess this could just kind of be like a blunt object, like a hammer or a mace or something. So definitely look out for this guy. This is Kishiryu 3 Amigos. This is kind of more in the Teramigo configuration, but you move the arms around, and then you can put the tails of Triken and Ankiroze, and then you put the heads on top of that, And so then you kind of have like all three of them with their heads and everything right up here in the front, which I think is a pretty cool configuration. You have the cannons here on the back, and then you have the two drills down here on the calves. It's definitely super front heavy though, so you have to make sure that tail is connected or else it's going to fall right forward. But still a very cool configuration. And last but certainly not least, we have Kishiryu Fortress. I really like this. This reminds me of something like if this was a triple changer transformer and he had a base mode, it would be something like this. I think it looks really neat. You can see that you actually have the legs flip even further towards the head, which is not something we've seen in any other configuration. And then you just have the arms here with these cannons. And then you have Triken and Ankiroze. I swear I'm going to get these names eventually. They're kind of down here. Now, it does kind of balance on them, so this part's actually up in the air. So I'm a little worried it's putting stress on these, but I don't really think so. If anything, really, it's putting more stress in this area because it's actually connected by these. And it almost makes it seem like this is kind of like a ramp. Obviously it's not, it's just the tail, but that's kind of the impression it gives off. So I think this is a really fun configuration and definitely reminds me of something like a base mode for Transformers or something like that, which is just a lot of fun in my opinion. I gotta say, I am absolutely loving these mecha. I mean, we went through 8 sanctioned or provided, whatever you want to call them. It was 8 combinations that the instructions suggested, and that's not even all the combinations that are possible. When is the last time we got a Sentai mech that with 3 different mecha you could make over 8 combinations? I mean, come on, I don't think it's ever happened. There's always been one way to put them together and then one way to take them apart. This is just a crazy play pattern, and I'm totally here for it. I think this is a lot of fun. I loved all the forms that we took a look at. And again, you can just go crazy and make up your own configurations. As long as the ports are there, you can just build whatever you want. And I think it's really neat. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I absolutely love these, and I cannot wait to get more. I know that the green saber-toothed tiger comes out towards the end of the month. And then there's a black, I want to say, Stegosaurus-like dinosaur. They're starting to get a little creative and kind of making up the dinosaurs as they go along, but I know that there's a mecha for green and black. Green's at the end of this month. I believe black is sometime in April, but I can't wait to get my hands on them because I'm having a blast with these. The Ryusoulger gimmick is really fun as well. I love that you can use them as different heads, plus they make different sounds in the changer and the sword, so there's a lot of playability with these toys, and I am definitely excited for it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.